Lovely. So let's start off with just getting ourselves, got my things written down, just get the shoulders and wrists warmed up a little bit because there's quite a lot of stuff in planks today, which I know we hate, but they are the best. Roll the shoulders forward. Lovely, let's take a breath in and out, and in and out. Let's take those arms across and open. Lovely, we want to get these wrists warm as well, so let's, oh, someone's waiting to come in. There we go. Hi Margaret, I think you've just joined. I wonder where you were, we're just warming up, circling the wrists, just mats today, no equipment needed, just ourselves. Lovely, let's take the fingers together, figure of 8. Lovely, and then let's stretch and bend, so we're getting some flexion and extension in the wrist, because we do a lot on the hands, so we want to get them nice and warm. Can we go the other way? I've got a hang of this now. I love watching everyone trying to go the other way. It's really difficult. Stretch and stretch. Good. I want to warm the shoulders up a bit more, so flex the hands up. Let's circle back. And other way. Taking them up. Let's clean the ceiling. And change direction. Relax the wrists, just bring them down. Just circle. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's just do 8 more forward. 8 and 7 and 6. 5. Lovely. 4, 3, 2 and 1. Let's just cross them over. Good. One more little stretch. Stretch those hands up. And then bring them down and stretch this way. Okay, so we're going to pretty much start on all fours. Quite a lot of stuff here today. So I'm going to start with a pelvic tilt, and again this is just to because we are doing core and abs, so we want to work the back and the shoulders and the abdominals. So my hands are right underneath my shoulders, knees under hips. Almost try and pull those hands apart slightly, and it just engages the shoulders and we're not collapsed, we're nice and strong. So my lower back is really tucking under, pull the belly up as much as you can, squeeze your tummy and release, squeeze. Head is just looking down, release. So it's all in this lower back, squeeze. So your head will naturally kind of move a bit with it. This is a bit like a sort of cat-cow stretch really, but we just really want to focus on this lower back and this pelvic tilt. Pull those abs up as if you're trying to suck them up into your belly button. Just getting them warm. Breathe in, breathe out. Squeeze that pelvic floor, so it's like you're squeezing in a wee, hold a wee in, and release. Don't literally release, we know what I mean. Squeeze those abs, squeeze the tummy. Lovely, one more. Lovely. Release. Let's give these wrists a little release. So we're going to stay in our box position. We're going to start to extend arms and legs. So I'm going to go straight into one arm and leg, but if you want to take it down a level, you could just do the arms or just do the legs. So an arm points out, a leg points out. Let's lift and reach. So a couple of pointers. Don't lift so high your back arches. Your back stays the same. Leg here, don't rotate. Keep your hips down. It's not a very high leg lift. And reach forward and lower. Replace. Let's go other side. Lengthen and lift. Think about the lengthening more than the lifting. And down. And change. Lengthen and lift. Squeeze the tummy. Lower and again. Let's lengthen and lift. Next time we're going to lift and hold. Lengthen, lift and hold. So as you're holding, you get a bit tired, you want to sway over to the leg that you're leaning on. Use your abs to pull you back centre. Again, if it's too much, just pop an arm on the floor. Pull the tummy in, reach those fingers, stretch that leg, push that hand, squeeze the tummy, neck is long, looking straight down. 4, 3, 2 and 1, release. Let's change sides. Lengthen arm, lengthen leg and reach. Again, don't sway over to the left or whichever side your knee's on. Pull yourself centre, lengthen. Squeeze that tummy, don't let that back arch. And let's release, well done. Sit back into child pose. Good. Stretch the wrists, little circles, and stretch them back. So now we're going to do a similar exercise, still on the hands and knees, and then we'll give these wrists a rest, and we're going to do elbow to knee. So this one is going to be leg out, arm out, bring in, reach out, same side, crunch in, squeeze tummy. So you're getting a little pelvic tilt, you're bringing your elbow to knee, and you're lengthening. Again, if this is really too much, you could always just do the leg and keep both hands on the floor. Otherwise, let's keep going. Crunch. Really pull that tummy in, lengthen. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Try and keep that back straight. Imagine you've got a cup of tea on there. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2. Lengthen that leg. Squeeze that bottom. Release. Good. We're going to switch sides. So left leg forward, right leg back, reach, crunch, reach and crunch, reach, crunch, keep going, reach and crunch, engage that bottom, reach that leg back, crunch. We've got 4 more to finish. 1. Last one. Release. Give these wrists a stretch. Lovely. Whew. Let's go on to our elbows. Give these wrists a little rest. So lie down on the floor. We've got our elbows underneath us, under our shoulders. And I want to do a plank. So we've got a couple of options which are fine when you're still, but when you start to move, sometimes a full plank's a bit easier. So main thing, not collapse, nice and strong. Tailbone tuck under, again it's that pelvic tilt, you want to be here. So that's where you can be if you want to be on the knees, or if you want to tuck the toes under, you're here. You're still thinking of pelvic tilting, otherwise you're going to arch and do a lot of damage. Okay, so we're just going to hold a plank for 8 breaths, just a still one, either on the knees or on the toes. Ready? Find your position. Squeeze that tummy, pull the tummy up. We've got 4 more breaths. Suck it, that pelvic floor as well. Last 2. Last 1. And release. Just let the chin lift slightly, stretch the tummy. Good. So I want to do a plank where we twist our hips down. So this looks like, again you can do this one on the knees. On the knees, it's just that you might roll on your knees a bit. So I find if you are going to do it like that, pick your feet up and you're dipping your hips down side to side. Or you're in a full plank and dip and dip. So it's using the full body, moving side to side. Okay, and don't worry about keeping your feet still. Let your body move with it so that you're not getting too much of a spine twist. We want to work the obliques but not be twisting the lower back up too much. Okay, we're going to do 8 of those each side, so 16 in total. Ready? Find your position. Squeeze the tummy, tuck the tailbone under, and 1, 2, 3. You don't have to touch down. Remember to twist the whole thing. 4, 5, 6. Keep those elbows strong. Push into the floor. Neck is long. Nearly there. Squeeze the tummy. Don't let the back arch. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. Well done. Let's push back. They are tough. Woo. Okay, so what I want to try and do, we'll lie on our backs for a little bit, give these arms and shoulders a rest. I'm going to come back to some more of this work in a moment. So, these are more isometric holds, as in we stay still rather than movement. Still working just as hard. So your set up position, your feet are hip width apart, knees are up, shoulders are long, and you can almost scoop up the back of your hair to help your neck be aligned so that you're not stuck up in the air with your chin. Lengthen. Good. So we got neutral, we got a gap. Take away that gap. So pelvic tilt again to squash your hands and you can take them out. So whilst we're in a pelvic tilt, try to think, is my bum squeezed and my legs squeezed? If they are, let them go. And then you find when you let them go, you release again. So it's really trying to work internally. Pull down, pelvic tilt, use the abs. Now try and relax the legs, try and relax the bottom, but you're all tight here. Try and hang on to that feeling. Pull the abdominals in, squeeze them tight, zip up the pelvic floor. We're just going to start with one leg lift. So your back feels like it's sometimes in the floor, but it often isn't. Really push down, even if you push on that foot a little bit, it's fine. Flatten that back right in the floor, even more than you think. So it's not just the lower back, but you're flattening right up to the rib cage. Let's change legs. So that's kind of our base level. You can stick with one leg if you want. Lift the other one up, really flatten the back. So really think, almost think you're going to do a lift, but not lift. And then you will flatten the whole thing. And you should feel a real engagement going on. Should almost be shaking. So this is our base level. I'm going to add arms to this, but I want to go to double legs. If you've got any issues with your back, stick with single. You can do single legs with the arms. So flatten the back into the floor. Let's bring one leg up. You can hold the legs at the back if you want to start with, then the other one, so that you can really tilt and get that back flat in the floor. Your head stays down. If you need to bring in a little bit, you can, but we're trying to work here. But back really into the floor. Okay, hold here, arms down. Squeeze. Have your feet parallel to the floor. The up is easier, down is a bit harder. Press the back in the floor, especially the mid-back. Pull the belly in. You can see I'm shaking already. If you just relax, that's as easy. Push into the floor. I'm going to add an arm. Again, these are all optional and you can have one foot down. Can we add another arm? Push. Try and tilt that back. Think of pressing your rib cage into the floor and that will tilt you, and really press the lower back in as well. I'm shaking. Breathe. Pull the tummy in. Squeeze. Squeeze the knees. Relax. We're going to do another one of those, and I'm just going to add arms. I'm not going to add legs today, but I am going to add arms. Okay, so again, let's flatten the back right into the floor, almost as if you're going to lift up. So you've got your whole back, not just that sort of lower back. Then we're going to lift a leg. Then the other one, back into the floor. Almost that feeling like you're going to do a reverse curl. So you almost sort of come back here, then you're really engaging. Arms up. You can squeeze the knees together. I'm going to just move one arm. Take it back and hold. Press that back in the floor. Pull the tummy in. Bring it back. Switch. Chin down. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Release. That is tough. That's harder than it looks. Whew. Gently bring ourselves up to sitting. So, again, this is working the whole body. It's up dog, down dog. So it's good for the back, good for the shoulders, but it is really going to work here as well. So, you're basically in a plank, and then you push up to as far as you're comfortable with, and then you come down as far as you're comfortable with. You can put the knees down, because that, without the knees, this could be a bit intense. So really see how you feel. We're going to go up, and then just come down. Up. So if you're really experienced with this, you might find you can just get your hips straight down, but otherwise I would just go for knees. Push up. Should feel no feeling in your back. Gently knees. Push up. And if you're feeling problems in your back, just come to a plank. Push back up. Come to a plank. Push back up. And if this is too much for your whole body, you could always be here and just come to here. So there is a couple of options if your shoulders can't handle that. Four more. Last two. Last one. Hold that down dog. Oh, just pad the feet a little bit. Lovely. Knees down. Release. Takes quite a lot of body to do that. So, we've got two more plank exercises, then we're back on our backs again for good. So, it's a little bit like a mountain climber, but instead of the knee coming in and out, it comes in, goes across and back, across and back. Twist the body, twist the body. So, it's really working your obliques, okay? If that's too much and you don't like the twist, you can just take your knee to your opposite elbow. Opposite elbow. We're just going to do 16 if you can, 8 rest if you need to. Ready, here we go. So remember the knee in and it just goes across. A little bit like the hip dips we did earlier. Find your position, tuck the pelvis under knee. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5, we'll rest. 6, I think 8's enough. 7, 8, rest. Woo. 16, I meant 8 each side, not 16 each side. They are pretty tough. Let's switch sides. Ready? Squeeze, tuck under, knee, and twist. 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 4 more. Release, well done. Just to get the heart rate up a little bit. And again, you can do these on the elbows if you want. We're going to do plank jacks, but you can step them. Last set on this position. So either out, out, in, or out, in. Try not to be up here. You've got to be low. Just going to do 8. So either 4 out, out, ins, or probably 8 jumps. Last time, ready? Shoulders back. Here we go. 1, 2. Try and keep level. 3, 4. You don't have to take your feet wide. 6, 7, 8. Release. Well done. Stretch the wrists. We're going to go to our backs. So we're leaving the head, neck and shoulders. We're going to bring the knees into the chest and down, in and down. So you don't have to take them down, you can leave them here if that's easier. You can have a little bit of help with the hands. Again, pelvic tilt, tuck and curl, pull the abs in. So all this is really helping to strengthen your back, focusing a lot on this sort of pelvic tilting today. Or anterior, posterior tilt, if you want to call it that. Proper word. I'm going to take it up if you want. Lengthen. So a little bit more. Push up. Breathe in. Again, keep the chin down. Pull back in. Press it into the floor. Tilt and lift. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Let's do the bicycle. So we start with our head and shoulders down. It is exactly as it sounds. Cycle the legs. Again, pull the back into the floor and think of that little push the mid back down. Cycle. Neck is long. You can start to have the hands here ready to support the head. Hands are at the back of the ears. You don't want to grab the head. Small cycles, not so hard. Bigger cycles, harder on the tummy. Also, you might change shape to keep that back pressed in the floor. If you want to, can we add the upper body? It's only a small lift. Push the back in the floor, lose that gap. I'm going to add the arms. I'm going to twist and twist, twist. It's a small twist. Don't think about your elbows getting to your knee. Just think about the shoulder diagonally going towards the knee. Keep that back in the floor. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Release. Oh, feeling those lower abs. We're going to do the same with the reverse cycle. Okay, circle backwards. The closer your knees are into your chest, the easier it is to imprint your spine into the floor. It's our last song, I think. Oh no, hang on. Got one more after this. Keep going, cycling. Get ready to have those hands. Again, it's optional, you don't have to have the upper body. Let's just lift it up slightly. That helps press that lower back in the floor. Whole back is imprinted. Pull the belly in, squeeze the pelvic floor. Twist. Squeeze that pelvic floor. Squeeze those abs. You should really be feeling this. 4 more. And 3 and 2 and 1. Release. Well done. Woo. Feet on the floor. Let's do a little bit of work for the waist. To do this, we have to reach down to the ankles and to the other side. So you want to be lifted enough that your head isn't here, but it isn't like a big crunch. So if you do need to support the head, you can support and reach, whatever works for you. Otherwise, we're just reaching to the sides. Let's see if I can. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to find my... to work this thing out. That's it. Okay. We're going to do this for this song. It's only a minute. Yeah. Breathe into it. Get ready. Reach. Here we go. Alexa, volume up. Alexa, volume up. Speed it up. So you're feeling the crunching in the waist. Again, support your head if you need to. You have to wave your arms about a bit, but you can do it. Or just have a rest. Come back up. But just try and lift the chin, tuck it in so it's not sticking up. Let's just pulse on one side. Let's support the head. Pulse. 2. Because we're doing a lot of these. Another 8. 8. And 7. And 6. And 5. Really feel the side bend. Feel the waist. And change sides. So we're trying not to come up and over. You're trying to side bend. Lovely. Let's go back to singles. Reach and reach and reach and reach. Rest. Roll the head side to side. We are nearly there. We are nearly there. We'll do one more little set. Okay. Ready? Let's lift and reach slowly. Tuck that chin in. Looking straight through the legs. Crunch the waist. We're gonna speed it up. Nearly there. Let's support our head and pulse on one side. Reach it down, The fingertips are supporting the head, squeeze the tummy, squeeze the pelvic floor. Switch, other side, pulse. We've got about 20 seconds. Switch sides. 4, 3, 2, and 1, relax. Woo! Let's release the neck first, quite a lot going on there. Gently look to the side. And the other side. And a few more times, just release. Lovely, bring the knees into the chest. A little roll around. Let's have a full body stretch, just to stretch out that tummy. Bend your right knee, put your foot on the floor, and then that you can use to push yourself over. So hands down, creating a pillow, let's just lift one leg. Can you reach it? If not, go back onto your side. Breathing into it, push the hip into the floor. Because we did a lot of those legs in and out, you need to stretch your hip flexors. Let's release, let's change sides. Wonderful, just here, let's just feel ourselves pulling forward just to stretch your tummy. Chin is down, just feel those tummy muscles stretch and the ribs stretch. Can always push up slightly. And release, let's push back into child pose. Stretch the back, let's open the knees, let's stretch these shoulders a little bit as well. Lovely. Coming up to your knees, stretch back, stretch that chest. Lean forward if that's comfortable to take it a bit deeper. Gravity pulls those arms down. Let's release. A little stretch for the shoulders. Just a gentle one. Switch. Let's sit comfortably just to stretch that neck. So however is comfortable for you. Just a little look right and left. And then take the ear to shoulder. And change. Change, then imagine you've got your fingers and you're pulling your ear up to lengthen, and then with 2 fingers you lengthen down. This other hand, palm up, you can just pop it under your bum and that'll pull your shoulder down and give you a nice stretch in the neck. Lovely, good workout today. Rotate down. And release, let's switch sides. So it's like we're grabbing the ear, lifting up, lengthen. And then pop your hand under and it just pulls down. Lovely. And a little rotate. And release. Wonderful. Let's breathe in. And out. And one more breath. And out and stretch. And give yourselves a clap. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend.